Welcome to Bits and Pieces. This month I am trying to rely more heavily on my pantry again and try to reduce how much I have on stock. So Friday I packed my breakfast and lunch for work since I had to be in office. It was a chicken salad sandwich with some more of the peaches and cottage cheese and of course celery and peanut butter, one of my favorite snacks. This is my very tiny Friday morning harvest of very tiny tomatoes and the scapes from the garlic chives, which you will see in breakfast later over the weekend. Dinner, I decided to do breakfast for dinner and made an egg sandwich with one of the bagels I had on hand. And decided to make a dessert of croissants that I'd gotten on clearance and put chocolate chips in them and bake them up. I was very happy with how these turned out. They're just absolutely beautiful golden brown, super easy to make. And you've got to see the inside was all nice and gooey with the warm bread. This was so good that we actually had it for breakfast Saturday morning as well. And I just whipped up another batch, which means I still have 2 more things. And then this was my very tiny harvest for Saturday morning, Saturday's breakfast, and just the chocolate croissants and some coffee. And then I decided for lunch to do another rice bowl. I cooked up some rice in the sofrito or saison and used some canned beans, some of the lettuce I bought, some of the tomatoes I got on clearance, one of the hatch peppers I got on clearance, some of my bell peppers, and some of the broccoli, and then drizzled ranch dressing on top. I still love this lunch. For dinner, I decided to make quesadillas, where I cut the tops off the bell peppers that I'm going to use later for stuffing, and then sliced up those tops with some onion, some of the melting cheese that I'd thawed, and then just cooked up the quesadillas with the vegetables and used some of the pico de gallo salsa that I got on clearance to dip it in. I was very happy with this for a quick dinner. Sunday morning breakfast, this was my harvest: some basil, a few garlic chives, and some tomatoes and a tiny pepper. I took the leftover filling from yesterday, a couple of broccoli, and the basil, and eggs, and some of the goat cheese I had that I bought on clearance a while back and had been in the freezer, but I ended up using 4 eggs to feed 3 people. So I just mix up the eggs with a little bit of water, salt, pepper, and most of the herbs. Sauteed the baby broccoli and added the peppers, and then poured the egg mixture on it and topped it with goat cheese. Baked it and then topped it with the rest of the basil. And this was a really easy breakfast as well. And then lunch, it was just so very hot that I didn't want to cook. So I pulled out the rest of the canned peaches that I had from the can I opened up and put some of that cottage cheese on there. I also did some chips and salsa later. Dinner, I decided to make the chicken fried steak with the chuck steak that I had gotten on clearance a while back and had been in the freezer. So I just mixed the dried milk, reconstituted it, mixed it with egg, and then did a flour, salt, and pepper mixture. And I started making, I realized I probably should cut those in half. And then it was flour, egg, flour that gets fried up and served with some mashed potatoes that were instant potatoes and a can of peas and carrots. I really did not like the peas and carrots. And then I made gravy with the grease that I'd used to make the chicken fried steak in. And it appears the dog stole one of my steaks, because after we'd had dinner, went back to the kitchen and one was missing. So end of week 1, I used up the last of the instant potatoes, 1 bag of dry milk, several canned vegetables, canned chicken. Doing okay, I think. Thank you for joining us at Bits and Pieces. If you're enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe.